Hey guys, so here bringing you another video and welcome to another spectating challenger video. So today we are focusing on this guy who's playing Talon. Talon is something, that I might be interested in playing soon. I've always had nice games on him. I've actually played quite well on him in the past. And I am looking for, some carry champions for my mid lane pool. But this guy specifically, of recording this, I think he's around rank 3 to 5 on EU West, and obviously that would also mean him, being a Talon main at that high ranking. He's one of the best Talon players in solo queue in the world. So we're against a Karma. Karma's actually making more of appearances nowadays, I will say. She just got a buff. And yeah, people have been using her quite a lot. There's the, support, obviously. You've got mid lane Karma that's designed just to kind of survive and be annoying and give utility later. And then there is the top lane tank build. That's kind of like the cheesy build that you build Iceborne Gauntlet, you go Kleptomancy, and yeah, you just kind of cheese melees. Well, this one obviously is the mid lane Karma. You also can see that she's opted for Cleanse, and some people are like, why Cleanse against Talon? That's for obviously 1, his Ignite, and 2, his Dot, I believe. The Bleed. Cleanse will get rid of both of them if she times it well enough. But obviously Karma is going to be very squishy. And as always, these episodes highlight a good game from the person that we're watching, because we want to see how do they do well, how do they perform. And what I'm expecting, again, I've not watched this yet, I'm expecting him to roam. Talon is one of the roaming League of Legends champions. He's one of the best Talon players, one of the best solo queue players. I'm expecting him to roam quite a bit. So you can see he's already pushing the Karma in. She actually mucked up, I think, her first ultimate Q, so she didn't get much pushing power on it. But, she actually gets one more farm than the Talon, and the wave has reset in time. So obviously the whole meme has always been level 2 Talon aggression. He hits level 2, not in a position to go aggressive straight away. But let's see if anything makes of it. Doesn't look like, he's using his abilities on minions, not the Karma. So yeah, he's not looking for the level 2, or at least not yet. He is now looking maybe to go ward, I presume a deep ward in the enemy jungle. There you go, just to get that vision, which is important, by the way. Again, there are some really good points just to kind of say warding. Here's a really good place, like this general area, because this will give you vision if they come this way or this way. And, if you ward, like, let's say here, people are like, what's the difference between warding here and warding here? Won't give you vision if they're doing the Wraiths, and also, it's time. So if Lee Sin's here, and he's there, and you see him start walking this way, you have so much more time to react him walking here, instead of your ward is here. If you went here, warded here, that's a second or two difference of you being able to react and run away. And again, there's many of these places around the map that you can kind of ward in like smarter areas, but that's just kind of one of them. But anyway, let's continue. You'll also notice his first item, by the way, is Doran's Shield. Even though he's this crazy aggro assassin type thing, he knows he's going to probably, or should be, getting poked out. He's not really getting punished that much by the Karma yet for some reason. But yeah, he's going Doran's Shield. This guy, I'd imagine, in Challenger, he's going for a bit of aggro play. In Challenger, he probably respects his opponent enough to think they're not dumb enough to fall for a level 2 all-in by Talon, who wins most of them. So he's just buying for a bit of sustain. He's buying for smart play. You see on the minimap, Elise is maybe looking for a gank. He's not giving anything away. That Karma, it looked like I had no idea that was happening, by the way, because she went aggressive while Elise was in vision. Blows the Cleanse, though. And obviously, yeah, Cleanse also good for Elise Cocoon, too. But yeah, it gets the Cleanse out of the Karma, which is obviously a good thing for Talon. He obviously hasn't blown Ignite or anything as of yet. Karma going for a bit of damage, but this honestly is pointless damage because he's literally about to go back. Even before that damage, this dude was about to go back and buy. What you're seeing there, by the way, I believe is the Challenger recall that Riot implemented finally on this patch. They promised it over a year ago, if I'm not mistaken, going, yo, Challengers, we're going to give you a special recall while you're in Challenger. And it just took like over a year for them to implement. So I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Lee Sin coming for an aggro play. You can see he was trying to, that Talon was trying his best to bait out the second half to Lee Sin Q to then use his E. Didn't manage to get it, but there you go. There's the Challenger recall, all golden and crazy looking. And obviously the reason why it took a while, most likely, is because they had to give that recall to every champion in the game. Because, a Challenger can play any champ randomly. So Lee Sin has a slight XP advantage over Elise, but you can see Elise is trying to fight the Lee Sin. Elise is actually very good versus Lee Sin. Because again, your spiderlings can sometimes get in the way of his Q, which is obviously his big damage in the early game, and well, even late game. So yeah, Elise is very effective, has been effective versus Lee Sin. But he has a level advantage because I think some of counter jungling that has been occurring. And he has a little bit of a farm lead too. Right, so double Doran's Ring by the Karma. We'll explain why, you know, in a second. But double Longsword by Talon going to start his lethality build, I presume. But yeah, why double Doran's Ring by Karma? Well, the basic principle is Karma is a support. She has support scaling. What that means is she has bad scaling, really good base damage. So she's trying to maximize how much base damage she's doing in the early game. And I just noticed the camera's a bit weird. There you go. But yeah, she's trying to maximize how much damage she's dealing right now to bully the Talon out, to like stop any potential snowball. So that's where the double Doran's Ring comes in. A few episodes ago, in my own gameplay, we were playing Morgana mid, and there was a comment that I said, you know, I'd explain it when a situation became apparent. This is kind of a situation while we're watching the Talon roam. But why is Morgana mid good and why is Lux support bad? Because someone said that's a contradiction, isn't it? No. Basically, they are offering and wanting to achieve different things. So Morgana mid, you don't pick it for its carry potential, you pick it for its utility. It's the same as it is support. But you can pick it, and especially in blind pick, which most of the time Morgana mid's blind pick, you can build it for utility, and that's great. That's fine for a mid laner. Where Lux support, she doesn't have support scaling, so you're building Lux support, and it only generally does well if it gets ahead, so you're risking it. You're not risking Morgana mid. Morgana mid can play into anything because it's just kind of safe. Lux support isn't safe. So that I can see why there was some confusion, and maybe I didn't even explain it very well, but they are different situations entirely, which is, you know, it's fine. Anyway, gank coming into the bot lane. Maybe a return kill, one return kill. They get hit by a cocoon, I think, right at the end there, and that will probably be that. Nothing more really to say. Talon returning to mid lane. Obviously, he was looking for a potential roam. Doesn't get anything out of it. And remember, every time he looks for a roam, doesn't get anything. It's a bad situation. He's missing time of farming. So you can see he's maybe a little bit frustrated. The whole pick of Karma is supposed to be annoying. It's supposed to be bullying in the early game. And he's not being able to. He's a Talon. Talon is supposed to be really good in like early trades here and there. And maybe go for first blood with his Ignite Bleed. This dude hasn't been able to do that yet. So again, it could be a bit frustrating. And obviously the thing is, with the rating that my main account is right now, I don't want to give away anything crazy. But you come across the same players all the time. In Challenger, that's even worse. Like, there's very little Challenger players, right? These people know this guy. This BTL Decay. All these people in this game play with this guy probably quite a lot. Meanwhile, Roam coming down now. Good Cocoon. He's coming in with a Q with the ultimate, opens it up, gets himself one kill. He's then going to go down for the Caitlyn, who looks pretty low health. Don't think he's going to go for that. If he does, I'll be very surprised. He will back away. Double kill. Infernal Dragon is up. They are pinging it, which will lead to then an early Infernal, which is obviously very, very nice. Also, just to mention, Ryze in top lane just killed the Camille, and this would be new Ryze. This is on current patch of recording. I've heard mixed things about the new Ryze, by the way. Some people really like it, that it's potentially easier to play. There's less like actual combos that you have to do, like less strategic combos, because like on the old Ryze, it was like, I'm going to do the combo for the shield, I'm going to do the combo for the more damage, I'm going to do the combo for the more spread. They kind of got rid, I think, of the shield one at least, so there's obviously less options for you to do. But it apparently does more damage, but it's just squishier, because obviously you don't have the shield. So he's returning to mid lane. He's not basing, which may surprise some people. It's because, you know, he doesn't want to get down on farm. If he based right now, he'd be losing 6 minions to the tower, and then he's already got a small farm deficit. So he doesn't want to base. He wants to try and get himself neutral in farm, and also get the wave maybe even pushing to allow his, you know, base for free. So again, we did see, by the way, when Elise was basing over here, she is the golden base too. So yeah, to confirm, that is the challenger recall that all the champions will have, which yeah is cool. You know, I've never thought about being challenger myself. I don't play the game enough. Someone also, when I said a while ago, you know, Huz, would ever I be challenger? I said, oh, I don't play enough to that. People misinterpreted what I meant. You can be challenger and play 1 game a day technically, but in reality you won't stay in challenger. Grandmaster people are constantly like, if you're only playing 1 game a day and gaining a very small amount of LP per day, the Grandmaster people who are playing 10 games a day will overtake you very fast. So you can't play 1 game a day when you're in Challenger. You wouldn't last in Challenger more than like 3 days, if that, probably less. Because it's a constant rota every 24 hours. People who are Master get promoted to Grandmaster, and people who are, you know, they can get demoted out of Grandmaster, and then people who are at the top of Grandmaster take the bottom spots of Challenger. Those people get demoted. It's constantly changing every 24 hours. The last promotion series in League of Legends is Diamond 1 to Master. Talon comes from roam, very nice clean play, knew he had the damage, so just backs away with his ultimate there. Lee Sin under the tower, trying to survive as he can. Talon coming in, gets himself a double kill, will manage to survive. So what you're starting to see here a little bit, by the way, meanwhile, Karma doesn't get anything, Elise will go down, but there is a mid lane difference of champions right now. So you're seeing a Karma who's a little bit late to the fight, who's not doing as much damage, versus a champion like Talon that is built for roaming, built to do damage. So yeah, you're seeing an absolute difference of mid lane. You know, it's not a farm-orientated game for mid lane in the slightest. You can see Talon's got 62 farm. He's 20 farm down on his solo laners. Top laners, Ryze and Lucian. But that's not the playstyle of Talon. You know, if you're bad at farming, maybe Talon is a champ you should consider. Because yeah, it doesn't matter. You're supposed to be roaming. You're supposed to be missing farm on this champion because you're roaming around so much. Heard Pike ult randomly from mid lane. But they will kill the Nami, I guess, for maybe overstaying. And also, Ryze kills Camille again. That's crazy. Again, Camille very strong top laner in a row. Keep hearing Pike ult from around the map. Again, there will be occasional bugs. Talon picks himself up a couple tower plates there, extending his gold lead to over 1,000 gold in mid lane right now at only 10 minutes. Weird W, a little bit of a miss there. Lee Sin going to try and survive. Talon using the plate, hasn't used his E yet. Going to try and get there, doesn't manage to do so. So we'll walk back to mid lane. Again, a lot of the time when you watch Talons, a lot of them buy Moby boots very quick. This Talon hasn't opted for that. So his double longsword has gone into a Tiamat, by the way. And then he's also got an extra longsword that he'll be building into probably a dirt, I would imagine. Karma getting caught potentially, does flash straight away, no questions asked, but she is going to get run down. At least getting a nice landed cocoon. Ryze now coming over to the side. Don't know if he teleported or he was just in the area. And now Talon going for another roam on the bot lane. Does get himself caught by 3 people. Managing to survive. Does get it out safely in the end. Pike flashing the Elise cocoon. And that will be that. So very aggressive. Caitlyn ultimate does hit. No one blocks it for the Talon. That could have been careful. Or that could have been dangerous. He will back away to a safer position and opt for the base. So yeah, I presume Ryze did teleport down there. Yeah, he did. It's up right there on cooldown. But this does leave Camille to have a relative free lane. But yeah, nice. So bot lane tower is on its way out. Yeah, at least gets, Caitlyn gets bubbled. Be careful for that. Item build for the Talon. Still no Moby boots, by the way. Still not opting for it. He prefers his raw damage over the mobility. Like, again, Talon has quite a lot of mobility without his boots. Obviously, the boots help him a little bit more with roaming, but he just wants that more damage, which can basically just, like, give him his lead. His actual damage is what, you know, kills people. Camille is overstaying completely for a tower plate here. She probably will die. She does have flash up. She misses the W slow. She's now even positioning herself away from safety, so pretty sure this Camille, is going to die. Talon's just biding him time. She's going to try and get away. And remember, he's got some ease. We can't see which wall he's used or not, but I imagine this Camille's going to get killed. He does blow the ignite, which is surprising. He probably ignited her, you know, just in case she could flash, you know, at little health. Well, the ignite would have definitely got the kill, and it did. So it does look like there's maybe a small lane swap happening. Ryze is floating more around the mid lane now. Talon floating more around the top lane. And again, that could just be because Talon's like, just let me go top. I can get a lot of solo gold. I can kill the Camille and I can kill the tower. And Ryze is like, yeah, I'm strong too from killing the Camille. I'll go help bot lane and maintain mid against a Karma that a Ryze is 100% outscaled by now. Like to be honest, the Karma's been outscaled already. She didn't do enough in the early game to shut down the Talon. She's even on farm. But if you look at the gold difference, you look at the kill difference, the pressure difference, Karma did not do the job that a Karma's lane is supposed to do. And that's why generally I would keep Karma in bot lane. Her pressure is like, it's good, but it's not crazy, and you know she's going to fall off. Camille coming in again, questionable play happening here. Talon going to go for a kill. Camille doing a bunch of damage straight away. Talon might be a little bit, you know, in trouble here. Never mind, turns it around with his ultimate and just absolutely obliterates the Camille. But again, very strong early game damage from the Camille, obviously showing. Another reason why they may have done the lane swap, by the way, is Camille has already bought Merc Treads, and obviously Talon is an AD champion. So Ryze is like, screw that, I'll go mid, you lane against the person that's bought Merc Treads. It could be something that simple. Another dragon being taken by the red team. And yeah, this game is going quite well. All lanes are kind of winning. But specifically, again, today's episode focusing on the Talon. You've seen how he's done it. It was nothing to do with his own lane. I don't even think he's killed his Karma in a 1v1 in mid. I don't think he did that at all this game. Everything has been for roaming. And this guy is just is showing us the perfect example of how to roam and all that type of thing. And again, to make it clear, this guy, if you're a Talon player, every Talon player that I usually come across, Moby Boots, Moby Boots, Moby. He's got Ninja Tabi. He has not bought Moby Boots. Even in his early roams this game, no Moby Boots. He didn't care about it. Again, why Ninja Tabi? Well, the main threats on the enemy team are 100% AD. The only AP damage that the enemy team have is a Karma, which again, we've spoken about, she does fall off. So Talon does go for a crazy play, random flash by the Camille there, I don't know what that was about. But yeah, he goes for a crazy play, gets punished from it. Again, you are going to get punished in a challenger game for making a very small mistake, and he made one. Nami trying to survive, Camille going aggressive. Remember, like, she could be slightly tilted, and yes, tilted in challenger still happens. Because again, she did a weird flash after the play, and then goes aggressive, gets killed in a 1v4. Basically the same situation that Talon just did, kinda. Odd, very odd. But again, in the rating that I'm currently at, I still have been seeing some really weird things. Just to kind of say, I've had people who are Grandmaster in my games, and you're just kind of going, are you really Grandmaster, right? Like, what? It's solo queue, solo queue. People tilt, people are people are human. That's never going to change. Talon roaming over, getting the blue buff for himself. You'll also notice with his item build, so what I think he's done, instead of going for Moby Boots, his first lethality item, he's opted for Yumu's. A lot of the time I see Drekthar, the rush, because that gives you the most damage. He's gone Yumu's, which gives him the movement speed to make up for not having Mobies. Lee Sin goes for the Rise, which I have no idea why. This Rise is beyond strong right now, and new Rise does a lot of damage. So Talon is just going to go bot lane to trade out. Oh no, the Rise isn't basing apparently. Camille also getting caught in top lane. Probably going to get killed. Talon looking for a roam. Karma, there's the difference of mid laners again. Gets the ultimate in. The damage was already done. Don't know why Karma flashed away. And yeah, boom. Right there's the difference. Talon has got like an item and a half, or even more. And then Karma's just completed a Ludens and is now buying armor. It's too late. The Talon is too strong. And again, that is just the difference of... Oh, even potentially a rage quit just happened by the Camille. We'll keep watching because, again, the point of this game was to highlight the Talon. And you also see the Rise. This Rise can't be Challenger. He did not have the Challenger recall, so he might be Grandmaster or something. But yeah, we'll keep watching because the point of watching this Talon is how well he does. And, you know, we saw in the early game, not to ruin the game from the Camille, Rise won his lane by himself, but the example that we gave of like how to play Talon, the roaming, that still holds true. Like, whatever the outcome of this game, from my memory, there should be about 5 minutes left of this game. Yeah, to me, we did a few episodes ago, or days ago, the perfect example of Zed. This is pretty close to the perfect Talon. He knows when to roam. He's on one aggro play, kind of like the Zed. The Zed died once from doing an over aggro play. This Talon has died once from doing an over aggro play. That's just sometimes the way that it goes. So he is now looking for a bit of roam onto the top side. I presume, you know, are they just going to push a lane together? They're probably going to be made aware, I'd imagine, maybe an all chat or something. Karma getting herself completely out of position. Gets killed. You can't walk like that. Even though, like, you're thinking you're safe, when it's this big of a lead, you've got to think that the enemy team is looking for you constantly. So that was just Karma not respecting positioning there. And again, gold lead of mid laners right now is nearly 3,000 gold. And again, remember that the farm lead, Talon does not have a farm lead in this lane. You know, with how well he's been doing and being crazy and being strong, he doesn't have any farm lead. Rise gets himself caught in the enemy jungle there by himself. Yeah, so it makes the point clear why people have said to me, oh, Huz, you need to work on your farm game. Yes, I do. 100% I do. I'm never going to say I don't. But it's not always the most important part of your game. This Talon's most important part arguably was roaming. That's how he got so far ahead. Bot lane every time. And again, he went to top lane eventually, but it was bot lane in the early game. And again, why bot lane? It's the same principle of why does a Pantheon go bot lane with his ultimate? Why does Rengar go, you know, bot lane with his ultimate more than anywhere else? There's more people in bot lane to kill. When there's 2 people permanently in bot lane, well, you're doubling your chances, you know, in reality. If you go top lane to kill the enemy top laner, there's 1 person that's guaranteed to be there, the top laner. In bot lane, there's 2 guaranteed people to be there. And obviously, there's always outliers that the enemy jungler could show up or whatever. But yeah, you're guaranteeing a double chance to kill somebody in bot lane because there's just simply more people. So that's why bot lane is always like the lane to really roam on, especially as a mid laner. Obviously, as a top laner, not really. But yeah, as a mid laner, bot lane is usually when you want to go. Alright, so they get another Infernal. So they got the Dragon lead, they got the Gold lead, so they just got to push it in. The Camille, I think, has still quit the game. So again, this also does highlight that. going for a crazy play again. Doesn't get his W return on the Caitlyn. There's the Camille coming back. Doesn't get the W return on the Caitlyn, but again, there's crazy amount of pressure that will give the advantage to the red team to push in potentially. Rise isn't grouping right now. He's pushing together. Again, this is where the type of situation, when you've done that much chunk damage, the Rise really should group with, because that will give you the most pushing power. So again, a little bit weird that he didn't. Pike getting a hook himself actually was that ended up killing him. And the enemy team will crack the base open. Talon is on his way back, and you can see he's obviously now completed his Drakthar. Camille returns to the game, gets 1 kill, returns straight away. Heal was a little bit too slow by the Lucian to try and survive for the Nami. But obviously Nami did have summoners, by the way, she just didn't use them. Rise still in bot lane. He's going to crack the base open there. Lee Sin go for an insect kick, does manage to get it, but what will it do? Probably nothing. He runs straight into the enemy team to the Talon, and now they will open the base down here as well. No inhibs as of yet, so they're going to get the first inhibitor in bot lane, and then they'll probably rotate to mid. And there's one. Let's go to the mid lane now, following the Talon. And yeah, the game shouldn't last much longer, but this has been a great example of solo queue. Camille goes aggressive, actually misses her abilities. Rise might have flashed out of it at the right time. And they're probably going to get both inhibs, base out, go buy, then Barrett, then look to end. Probably go top lane. Well, actually, no, they already got top lane. So yeah, probably just base, buy, maybe go Barrett if they wanted it, and then look for the end. Pike is in the area, does get the Elise. Again, Elise also has the Challenger base, so she is Challenger as well. And again, I've seen people ask that question all the time. Why are the ratings so weird in higher rating that you can have, like, you know, your Challenger, and there's a Diamond 1 on a team with a Challenger, or there's Master people in Challenger games. Again, the basic principle of lack of people. There are 300, obviously depends what server you're on. If you're on a bigger server, you have 300 Challenger players. If you're on a smaller server, it actually now scales. Like EU Northeast, I believe, only has 200 Challenger players. Turkey only has 100 Challenger players. Stuff like that, they scale it to how big the server is nowadays. So there's only 300 Challenger players, let's say, on the US, this server, and they're playing, let's say this game was played on a Wednesday at 5 PM. Not all 300 Challenger players are playing at Wednesday at 5 PM. Maybe 50 of them are, maybe not even that. And then how many of those people are going to be able to queue up as the same time as you? You know, one game is happening and it doesn't end at the same time. So they've got to expand the pool. Talon going for a crazy 1v3 play, gets 1 kill straight away, gets 2, is then going to get the assist on the Rise. So there's a lovely end to the game. But yeah, very clean Talon play, very aggressive. But yeah, that's why. So again, the MMR difference between Challenger and even Grandmaster or Master isn't that different. And the lack of people is why. Again, I've had Grandmaster people in my games with just being Diamond 1. So yeah, but that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed. This was a great example of Talon, how to get an early lead. And again, he really didn't care about his lane. Look at the farm, by the way. He's 30 farm down. It's not the important part of the game he played. He played to roam, he played to kill, and that's how he ended up with also a 5,000 gold lead to his lane opponent. But that's going to be it. If you guys did enjoy, throw a like on it, and let me know in the comments what champions you want to see next. I'll keep an eye out, and maybe we'll kind of throw some replays there. If there is also a specific player that is on a US or maybe North America that you're like, Huz, watch one of their games, put them in the comments too. But that's going to be it. If you guys did enjoy, throw a like on it, throw a comment. I'll see you guys next time. See ya.